Hello, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's, and I have here another Peugeot Partner that has got a DPF issue with it. So I'm going to be working on that. We've got Johnny over here working on a Mercedes. So I'm just having a quick look over this one before I start the video. It's been to a couple of garages and stuff. They've put a new DPF pressure sensor on it, which I don't think was needed. And it's been in and out of a couple of garages trying to sort the problem out. Okay, so if we get inside this, we have 99,000 miles on the clock. If we start it up and give it a minute or so, we get a DPF symbol that comes up. There you go. You get a few beeps, exclamation mark there. These lights aren't flashing, it just looks like that on the camera. Okay, I've got this scan tool, the X431 Euro. So this is known as the Launch X431 Euro. It's just literally been released sort of this week, and we're going to do an intelligent diagnose. I know the screen might be a little bit hard to see because we've got a lot of glare from the sun. Being outdoors doesn't help with that. So this is the X431 Euro. Obviously it's a UK tool there. You can get these obviously import versions and whatever. Now it'll ask me to pick which one of these. It's not an EV, so it's just standard Peugeot. Would run Diagnostic. Okay, we have a 2011 Peugeot Partner B9. Now we have all of these systems listed up here. We're going to hit the high-speed scan. Okay, so full scan is complete, and funnily enough it doesn't say we have any fault codes here, but we're going to go into the system and see what is going on. Okay, we're going to read the fault codes. We have P1445, additive adding quantity of additive injected into the FAP, filtrates a particulate, for French, which is diesel particulate filter, has reached the maximum threshold. The FAP must be changed, which is the particle filter. P1445 and P15B3 additive is lower than the minimum threshold. Additive calculated additive is below the minimum threshold. So what this means is the PAT fluid or EOLYS tank is empty, and basically the DPF, now that it's had a full tank of EOLYS injected into it, it's now above its maximum threshold and it needs to be changed, which is rarely ever true, because as I've shown in the past, I had one of these vans, Peugeot Partner. So I've had some of these vans in the past, Peugeot Partners, Peugeot Boxers, Citroen Relay. They're all pretty much a similar van, or a Citroen Berlingo, where you get these faults and they've been quoted for a replacement DPF and a replacement tank by Citroen or by Peugeot dealerships, and going into the £2,000, maybe even £4,000 bills, where I've just cleaned the DPF, reset the DPF to tell it it's had a new one, and put some EOLYS fluid back in the tank, and also reset and calibrated that. Now, one van in particular, which is owned by a courier, I had one of these, two actually, a Citroen Relay or a Peugeot Boxer, whichever one it was, and I've had a Citroen Berlingo, one of these, which both vans were owned by couriers. I do a lot of courier stuff here for these distribution buildings, and we see a lot of courier vans that come in. So I had one guy in particular where he came into me with around 100,000 on the clock, and it had these faults on it. We reset them, cleaned the DPF, put EOLYS fluid in it. He then came back to me with 220,000 on it, had the same faults again, so around about 100,000 miles later. And then the third time he's been back with 300 and something odd thousand on the van with the same faults, and I've done it 3 times. The van has now like 350,000 miles on it, and he still has his original DPF, he still has his original I'm not sure if it's original EOLYS tank or not, but we've filled the EOLYS tank. I may have replaced it, I can't remember. I'd have to look back at the videos. I have got these videos are on my channel where I've seen these vans, the same van, sort of 3 times over the space of 3 years. So this guy's doing like 100,000 miles a year in the van, and according to Citroen, they should have replaced the DPF 3 times by now. Okay, so if we go to the exhaust information, we're going to look at the live data, select all of that, and we'll have a look. So we have a DPF idling pressure of 400 millibars. Distance between where the particulate filter needs to be replaced is 0 kilometers. Travel since the last change is 160,000 kilometers. Last regen was 570 kilometers ago. Minimum level of the additive has been reached. 37 grams of additive is in the DPF itself. It says there's 1,000 ml in the tank, but then we've got another one there. Volume was just 130 milliliters, so it's a bit confusing, but it's always this one that's right. They do that a lot. No, sorry, this one, what that actually means is how much the tank can hold, I think, and this one is how much is in it, so just over a litre. But we normally put 2 litres in it. They can hold 2 litres. Right, so what this is going to need is a DPF clean and the additive tank refilling. Okay, so I've got the cleaning kit here from Launch UK. This is the gun. It's connected to my compressor there, and we're just going to reel it over to the vehicle that I'm working on. Okay, so what I've done here is disconnected this hose from the DPF pressure sensor. We're going to connect this directly to it here. Now we can just squeeze the trigger basically and get that fluid in there. Okay, now that fluid's been in there, we're just going to let it run for a few minutes with that in there. And now what we're going to do is grab our jack here, and we'll get the car or van, whatever you'd like to call it, lift it up. So just under the van here we take off our plastic cover, and then we can see what is known as our EOLYS tank, pad fluid tank here. Now to remove the plug on these, I use a little pick. Just get in behind there, lift the face of the plug up, and you can pop it out. Then we need fuel line pliers to connect to this. So what that will do is squeeze the left and right side there, and then pull it out again like so. Okay, we've got the tank out. No surprise, it's empty. So this is how it's filled up. I've got some of that stuff on my hands. It's advisable really to wear gloves with this stuff. Now I've got a drawer here with all sorts of attachments and pipes that you can use to fill these up. That connects up there like that, and got your little bottle here. You leave your breather facing upwards, and then it's just basically a gravity feed of the fluid into the tank. So these tanks here in particular, now I'll tell you a little story about this customer. So we're just waiting for that to fill and we'll have a little chat. This customer told me he's been to 3 different mechanics and none of them had any idea what these faults were relating to on his van. A quick Google search would have pointed him to my videos, but the most worrying part for me was that he said he's been to 3 mechanics, and all of them said that they had no idea what's a pad fluid tank, what's an EOLYS tank. They had no idea what it was, so he didn't want to leave the van with them, unsurprisingly, if they said they don't even know what it was. But the worst part is he had a DPF cleaning specialist come out. Now there is two or three major, well, what look to be major companies that advertise DPF cleaning, and I think they run as a sort of like I don't know, they just subcontract people out to do it, so local mechanics or whatever. And the guy who came out and cleaned his DPF only a few weeks ago apparently hasn't reset any of the parameters on his van. And not only that, when he called him back and said, you know, I think it needs, he looked on the customer looked on one of my videos and said, I think it needs this EOLYS tank filling up, and the DPF specialist that cleaned his DPF said he hasn't heard of one, he doesn't know what it is, and he only does DPF cleaning, he needs to take it to someone else to do that. which is kind of worrying that there's people calling themselves DPF specialists who are coming out just squirting the fluid into someone's car and then driving away and saying, well, the rest of it's not my problem, see you later. Yeah, and then when you read these guys' reviews, they haven't got any bad reviews. I'd like to know their trick, because I mean, I'm getting bad reviews from the odd customer here and they're saying I don't know what I'm doing and whatever, but these guys, I seem to get at least 1 or 2 customers a week saying that they've come from one of these companies, and when I do a quick search of who these companies are, they don't seem to have any negative reviews, which is strange, especially considering the fact that I'm getting a couple of customers a week complaining to me about the service that they've received from these people, and you know, they've just come out and done the clean and said see you later. That's what everyone's giving me the same story. Okay, now everything's been fitted and the DPF's been cleaned, the EOLYS tank's been put back on. We're going to go back to the diagnostic machine here. Special function, particle filter after, no, we don't want regeneration. Replacement parts, filling of the additive, so just the on and off of the key. Then we're going to do particle filter replacement, and again that's been completed. What you can also do is like replacement of the additive tank. I do prefer doing this. Okay, so now we can come back here and we should be able to clear these faults. If you clear the faults beforehand, these faults will not clear. You go back in and scan them and they will be back in there. So let's go in and confirm that they have now been cleared. Okay, we have no DTCs there. Now you probably noticed that it said you can also clear it in the actual tank, multiplex additive tank ECU there as well. So we will go in and have a look at that, make sure there's no fault codes there either. And if there is resets, some models you can reset them in here, some models you have to do it through the ECM or the BSI. Okay, so we've checked the fault codes here, there is none, so we're going to go to the replacement parts and we'll do filling of the additive tank. And again, we'll just click all of these. Okay, so now everything's been cleaned and we've done the programming. Here is the main part that I'm going to be looking at here now. So once you reset that, you'll get this go back to its normal figure of 500 kilometers. Then the cylinder count in the particle filter should be 0. 180,000 miles again, or kilometers, sorry, until it needs a replacement DPF again. The minimum level of the DPF is not reached now because we have filled it, and that's it. About everything else should be done. So once you reset that, it goes back to 1000 milliliters that is in the tank. Okay, now we start the engine. Obviously we've been holding the revs up earlier on, but we're just going to hold it back up now and we'll have a look at the live data, see the condition of the DPF. So yeah, we need to come back to the live data. Where was I? So 3000 RPM, we have 14 or 15 millibars. That's a little bit low, but these vans don't hold as much pressure that you'd normally see. So let's let that idle. I want to make sure that we are reading a low pressure, sort of 1 or 2 millibars at idle. 1 millibar. Like I said, these do not hold a lot of pressure, and if it is too low, lower than you'd like to look, it's worth checking the condition of the DPF. Now an easy way to do that, like I've shown in my videos, was a little bit controversial at first, but if you find the exhaust tip and just put your finger on it, make sure that your finger looks clean after you've done it, which this one is. You can see there she is sparkling clean. So low DPF pressure can indicate a crack on your DPF, and if you have a crack you will see soot on the exhaust. If you don't see soot on the exhaust, then that's all good. So a couple of minutes after the DPF cleaning fluid's gone in, you can see now it's sort of leveled out to sort of 2 or 3 millibars of pressure, which is about where you'd like to see it. Then as always, we just do a test drive of say 2 to 4 miles. Now with these vehicles, a good test that you can do after you've done your EOLYS tank to make sure it's working is go to a petrol station and top up with fuel. I'd say a minimum of at least 20 litres, and if you have a fault, it usually gets indicated there, because when you top up your fuel gauge, the EOLYS tank will try to operate to inject some EOLYS or PAT fluid into the tank. So that gets injected into the fuel tank and mixes with the fuel that you've now added. Usually if there's an issue, you will get a beeping problem after you've filled up. So that's it, we're all finished on the Peugeot Partner EOLYS tank and DPF clean, as well as the resets. So see you on the next video.
Once again.